Small talk.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Small Talk, the show where we talk about absolutely nothing important at all. Sorry for the delay on the show. We were a little short-staffed, and we are bringing it to you here today on a Sunday. By the way, happy birthday to Cram. This episode's falling on his birthday, so that's pretty cool. Happy birthday, Cram.
Happy birthday, buddy. It was his birthday. Oh, I guess it was last night at midnight, so we were playing the Red Dead, and he was in the chat.
How's that been going? You know, like I've always wanted to play Red Dead, and I just never got to it.
Oh, Red Dead's fucking awesome. It's really,
I've been loving watching. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like the same concept as Assassin's Creed, or like?
No, I mean it's Grand Theft Auto, but cowboys.
So even better.
Yeah, you can run around and steal people's, literally, their horses. Their, I mean, I guess multiplayer's not as intuitive as single player, but yeah, you could steal their clothing, their weapons, just whatever you want. So
And Dean's Old West voice is something to behold.
Country western, yeah. I'm Sid the Kid.
Sid the Kid.
Yeah.
Well, as always, I'm joined by Dean the Dream and Vintage Rebellion. Chris, how you guys doing tonight?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just hanging out.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Got a couple new things. Thanks for inviting me back.
Oh yeah, man, you've been killing it. We love it. So, and tonight we will not have a trivia, but in replacement of that, we do have something a little bit special. So Chris will be giving us a little tutorial on the vintage stuff. So we're excited for that for a little bit later. But we will start off with some of the things we got new this week. But first, we do still have our kind of holiday giveaway still going on. Let's try to make this happen on the next show. I would guess, of course, with Oxfather approval, but we still got the selfie series giveaway heading y'all's way, along with the Golden Axe 2-pack of the Red Skulls and the Arena Boba Fett, hopefully coming here pretty soon. So if you have not entered in that, please do. We've been holding out on this since December, or even a while longer than that. So please get some votes in there, or your entries in there. Just head over to Ox and take care of that. But we will start off with what we got new this week. For myself, I got a movie Deadpool in, and I'm really excited about that. And then I spacing out the Pokemon's name now. I've been practicing it. Typhonoid or something like that, right? And it's rodeo. It's rodeo here in San Antonio, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of have them riding on that. And then the Phantom Ranger. I've been kind of eyeing this guy for a while. Got him on a deal on Amazon. And then good old Jason Nelson coming in clutch with the Sharon Carter for me and getting me the headpiece of Infinity Ultron, of course, with his big weapon there. And then some drama with this Green Ranger from Dino Fury. This is actually pieced together from multiple Power Rangers. So I was able to fix it after several screw-ups, not by Amazon, where I got it from, but more than likely Hasbro, which I'll show you here in a second. But although these Pokemon cards are extremely fake, I did make one of my students' day by purchasing them during our market day at our school that teaches our students just buying, selling, and, you know, making money for their field trips and stuff like that. So this is actually my first Charizard, so I'm pretty proud of that, even though it is extremely fake, but only paid $2 each for these, so I'm really happy about that.
Those are fake, huh? Where does one where are the kids buying bootleg Pokemon cards these days? That's weird.
There is a flea market here called Trader's Village, so probably from there.
Yikes.
But on my Green Ranger here, I went to go switch out the hands to put the sword in, and peg just completely popped off. And after some consulting with Zach and stuff, we figured out a way to kind of hopefully fix it, and it did not work out, forcing me to order a replacement in which the feet pegs were not completely cut, and one you could kind of see there on the left was completely just screwed up.
Wow.
So no articulation whatsoever in those legs. And of course, getting a hold of Hasbro's customer service for this kind of stuff was nearly impossible at 7 o'clock. So I did call Amazon, and the guy told me, he goes, instead of you sending back both of these and ordering a replacement, how about I give you a full refund and you don't have to go and send these 2 figures in. And I was like, great. And after a quick tutorial from Zach, I just kind of swapped out the pieces, and that is why she is standing nicely there next to Sharon Carter in the box.
And this is a Hasbro figure?
This is Hasbro. This is Lightning Collection.
Yeah, because they're having huge problems with their D&D line.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every single one of those figures is coming out broken. And it's like, guys, you're charging a premium for these figures.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like not good.
It's got to come down to engineering, and you'd think they'd have it figured out after like 50 years of making action figures. But it's either the pegs are too small or the plastic's too soft or something.
Yeah, it's just like shouldn't be happening. I mean, if you look at something like, I don't know, that new Jack specific Nintendo line, all unique sculpts. They're not the greatest figures on the planet, but tons of unique paint apps that are, on there pretty decently. $10 figures. It's like, how is Jax doing this for $10 and you're charging 2.5 times the price and getting shit like this?
And going into this purchase, I have already heard a few reviews of things breaking off, and so I was expecting it. I just wasn't expecting it to happen to me, and
then twice
in a row.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
We always, me and Dylan always used to joke about the Mythic Legions and some other figures. How I always picked the bad figures for articulation and
not only twice, but 2 different errors too. Like not even the same problem. One's like a short pour and the other one's like a weak peg. Crazy.
Yeah, and then I've seen people on a Power Rangers forum that I'm on where the head's popping off, the head peg's popping off, because you don't get much articulation there, just kind of like in the neck it just kind of twists a little bit. But so I have the other one in a bag with all the extra accessories. So I have crazy. 2 pieces, so now I just get to switch them out if I wanted to. So, but yeah, so
also that Ultron is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be.
That was the big disappointment for me. I saw someone complete him, and they're like, "Man, this guy's not even taller than Hawkeye." The Hawkeye figure,
crazy.
Which is a huge disappointment. So it's a cool figure. It was a cool character. I liked it in What If. I know a lot of people really didn't like that kind of stuff, but I really enjoyed it, and I was excited to get him. And then when I saw the size comparison, but he's almost finished there, so I'm just looking for Mr. Knight and to get the arm. I'm really not interested in Mr. Knight, but just the arm. But Dean, you got some stuff in.
Yeah, I'm on a FromSoft kick. Pretty much ever since Elden Ring came out. I went back and played some of the other games, so it's funny, the suit of armor I wear in Elden Ring is the fingerprint set, which is Vike. So when they announced this figure, yes, that's my figure, that's my armor. So I had to get this. The sword does not come with it. I added the sword. So this came out, I think, like a couple weeks ago. It was supposed to come out in like June or something, and then all of a sudden FromSoftware put on their webpage shipping next week or whatever. I was like, holy shit. So I got it from Ami Ami. and it was only like $45 on AmiAmi, which comes from Japan, so the shipping is going to be more. But like on BBTS without the shipping, even though it's only $4, it's like an $80 figure on BBTS. So I was like, dude, I'll just order from AmiAmi. The shipping is going to suck, but I'm just going to order more figures to make up for it. So that's what I did. I bought the Bloodborne Hunter. He was used. This is actually a really expensive figure, or it used to be. It got reissued, and then you could buy used on AmiAmi. So I think I picked him up for like another like $45 or so. But Lady Maria, she just came out like the beginning of the month. So she's a much larger scale because the bad guys in the FromSoft games are always giants compared to the player. So she's like a good, like, I don't know, 2 heads taller than like the main guy. And she was only like $80. I didn't get the deluxe. My sister got the deluxe. So I was like, I don't need the deluxe. So I got her. So I got all 3 of them from AmiAmi, and the shipping was only like $35, I think. But DHL, so I liked it.
Have you found that DHL's like extremely fast? Like I've heard that some is a little bit slower, some is a little bit faster.
Yeah, so sometimes it's stupid fast where I'm like, did I order this tomorrow? Like, how am I already getting this like in the mail? Like it's like, yeah, like I get it before I even order it. It's insane. And then other times I'm like, can you fucking hurry up, please? Like, where is my stuff at? It's hit or miss. When it was, I guess, post-COVID, the cheapest option is DHL. That was never the case before. It was always like just regular Japanese post. That shit was insane fast. But DHL is fine. But yeah, it's hit or miss. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's just not.
And we finally got good old Mark Pearson. Oh, he just dipped out. Never mind. Anyway, Chris, tell us what you got here.
Wow, so I guess he sensed that you're going to him there. It's because you didn't acknowledge him earlier, I guess. But I got the Vel Sartha from Andor Vintage Collection, and this is I guess the Cassian is technically in this wave, but this is the first one on an Andor card that I've seen locally, and it's just weird because, like, I would have rathered Cassian or Bix maybe. But this is still pretty cool. She's got the AK-47, which is barely changed to belong in Star Wars, so that's fun because everybody was sort of memeing on them for basically just having AK-47s in Andor. But
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. They actually just put it with the figure, and it's like also barely changed from the real life gun. But yeah, so I got a couple of these, one to open, one to keep carded.
That's awesome, man. And like I said, we will be heading back to you a little bit later in the show with some good old vintage schooling here. But we got Mark Pearson. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing a lot better. I actually got a lot of posts from some of the listeners about like the whole daughter situation, and my daughter's doing really good right now. But recently I got the rest of the line of the X-Men VHS tape figures. Dude, I fucking love them. Yeah, well they do they keep talking about the animated cell shading. The cell shading doesn't really work totally. It works on the Storm figure.
Oh, nice.
But then they said they were gonna stop doing it, and they're gonna start doing the animated Spider-Man, which fucking kills me because they didn't do Rogue yet. And you know me, I love Rogue. They did a good job on her. That's that's not anime. That's not cel shaded. That's the before figure. You know what I mean? That's my girl. So it kills me that they didn't finish that line. They didn't do a Gambit, which I don't like. But I wanted the Beast. I wanted a wheelchaired Professor X and stuff like that. But who knows? But I got that. I got this shit was cool. The Micro Squadron the the Republic
Republic
gunship.
gunship.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so cool. I mean, it's like if you really care, you got to do a little bit of like they don't do as good of a job as they used to do on the figures, but the actual ships they do a better job on. You know what I mean? As somebody that owns the old microscope, I forget what they called it back then.
Action fleet.
Action fleet. Yeah, the old action fleet. They didn't do as good of a job on the ships, but now the ships, the scale's a little bit off, but the actual sculpts and stuff like that are really good.
Yeah, I just got the regular gunship. I think that one's like a variant with some paint differences.
Yeah, dude, I love it. That's really nice. And then also, I've gotten back into Power Rangers pretty good, and I've been cleaning a lot of my old figures, and I've been painting a lot of like the old. This is the Hasbro one where they were like a little bit too bulked up, but I've been painting them gold because even the newer ones they sculpt them like yellow. So I've been painting them. So I've been kind of doing that kind of stuff, and then just kind of going through some of my old figures, some of my old, cleaning up my old like Titanic, like old power. That's the Ninja Titanosaur. Yeah.
It's hitting the mic.
I gotta put the Green Ranger chest piece on the Titanosaur, but that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been kind of trying to go through my stuff and then figuring out what I have and what I don't have and trying to complete it. And it's been actually really exciting. You know what I mean? I've been watching a lot of the old Super Sentai shows, like the Kaku Ranger, which is the Alien Rangers, which Hasbro put up for pre-order.
Yep.
So I'm pretty excited about that. But again, it's like it's 5 Rangers for $120. So they give you one box, and they say it's exclusive. So then they can charge you that exclusive price for 5 Rangers in one box, and it's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, inflation, shipping prices are down, materials a little bit down. But it's like they're just trying to get like blood from a rock. You know what I mean?
Once prices are up, they never go back down. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
and it's just
if fucking print or plastic molding is free.
it's fucking it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Yeah, I got those same Rangers on pre-order myself, and I'm excited for them. A little hefty, but you know what? It's the last ones that we need from the Mighty Morphin, and I'm excited about that. But Mark, did you hear that that Hasbro is coming out with the Master Morpher?
No, I didn't hear about that actually. I was just talking to my brother about that because my brother bought the Ascension ones, the Ascension Rangers, the Zords with the Green Ranger. Well, it was a Dragon Zord and the Megazord. And the sculpts were a lot better than the Legacy Zords, but the Legacy Zords were like die-cast, so they were a lot heavier. So I was like, I don't need to pay that $170 price tag. But when he brought them over, I'm like, oh, fuck. You know? It's tough, dude. I was like, don't bring that shit to my house anymore. I told him earlier, I was like, don't bring that shit to my house.
Chris, I did miss one thing else that you got new this week. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I saw the Hammond collection T-Rex for like 30% off, so I couldn't resist, and I put him with Val there because I've got no other Andor figures. Hate to see it.
Is that your photo?
Yeah.
Dude, that is fucking sick. I love it. We
Nice.
had okay, real quick. Today we had my daughter's 9th birthday today. Emma, happy birthday. And we had a dinosaur like birthday, so like she got all dinosaurs, and we had dinosaurs like lined up on all the shelves in our house and stuff like that. Dinosaur birthday cake. So man, it's awesome. I wish that they like the new dinosaur, like Mattel would do the no joints, because anybody that grew up with the 92, 93 type dinosaurs, remember they didn't have the joints, they had like that rubber outside.
Yeah, but I wonder how those are holding up.
They hold up pretty good. My buddy Walter, man, his shit, there's no problems. It's just the paint didn't hold, like, they didn't paint them so well. So I mean, who knows how well they hold up. But I like that, like rubber skin, you know.
Well, I was actually thinking about that because, like, with this, I noticed with this Hammond Collection one, like the tongue and like the inside cheeks are like real soft material. And my reaction to that from listening to too much of you guys is just like, well, it's just gonna dry out and crack and rip. It's not. They shouldn't have done that. And Marx wants them to go the other way. But I guess if the ones from the first two movies are still in one piece, they could get away with it. Depends on the material.
Yeah, that's it. Like silicone, as somebody like in my job, I use silicone a lot, and that should it dry rots after like 10 to 15 years. It just does. Silicone, that's how silicone works. So when I hear silicone body, I just think of silicone as silicone. And like rubber will hold up. It's like a certain thing, and then you also have to treat it. So then you have to know how to treat it. But as soon as you paint on top of it, because you can't paint silicone, but you can paint rubber. So to me, it's just like I get anxiety thinking about buying a silicone body. And you're talking to a guy that bought silicone boobies.
Well, but that's what
so
a lot
it's
of
like,
those expensive,
you gotta know.
Like, there's a lot of those one-to-one busts are coming with silicone skin now, right? And that's a expensive item to watch degrade before your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I pay for a 1-to-1 silicone bust, so that shit better
There
not
it is.
biodegrade because I'm still paying payments.
Well, you know, I hear those that after a certain number of years, you gotta go back to the shop, something like that.
Yeah. I could
All
check
right,
on the
so,
CCs.
Let's go ahead and check in with the chat real quick. We got Cram joining us tonight. Toy Mafia, Absolute Irwin. King Dingling says, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go on a Sunday, right? Badfish, Absolute Irwin. Good old Mark Pearson. Hey, how you doing, man? Carlito. And let's see. Is it Slifer? And Mark P. What's up, guys? How's it going? Thank you for joining us on an off night. Let's get straight into it with the news for Mezco. We got the Rumble Society, Hoodlums, King of the Block, Jackie, Vaporoni for $112. Even it's waitlisted, so if you're interested in getting this guy, jump on the wait list. And it does say shipping soon. I think he looks really cool. You know, kind of fits in with a lot of their characters that they're doing. More of what is it, the Roaring 20s, I guess, or the early or the late 1900s.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of Popeye-ish.
Yeah.
It's powerfully reminds me of something. I don't know. Having a hard time placing it though. I don't know. It's interesting that it's waitlisted. I didn't realize that there was such demand for their original characters. It's crazy.
And as always, these guys come loaded. So he's got 5 different head sculpts, 8 different sets of hands, and then the base and a little buddy to go with him, a little rooster with a hat too. So
it's got flocked hair. That's like the
And
old timey
flocked hair.
GI Joes.
Oh, Moss
He's gonna
Man
come-
type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's also going to come with a couple different glasses and a couple hats, a briefcase, a big old wrench, a bat, and a couple other accessories. And, looks really cool. And then they have also talked about their 1/12
Ew.
prune face from Dick Tracy. So they've talked about some Dick Tracy stuff coming out here or there.
Looks like
And,
Thanos.
Exactly what I thought. This is the human version of Thanos right here.
Thanos, stroke face Thanos, though. No offense. I'm sorry if you had a stroke.
I'm guessing none of us have gotten into Dick Tracy before then.
I'm guessing is that based on the 90s movie? I wouldn't recognize the character.
Actually, it would be 80s. I still think. Well, Madonna
Okay.
was in it though, right?
I'm pretty sure it's like 90 or 91, but
Yeah. I wouldn't buy
It's been a
figures.
long time, dude. I don't remember what Dick Tracy is about.
Alrighty, so we'll go straight on
Yeah,
to
skip.
well,
straight on to McFarlane.
it's from the 30s, Dean. So you're forgiven.
Yeah.
For McFarlane, though, we finally got a Another Robin, but we've talked about him before. We got some prices and stuff like that on him. So it's the Robin Dick Grayson DC Rebirth gold label figure, which would be a McFarlane store exclusive for $22.99. It is sold out on their website, due out in April 2023. I think this Robin actually looks pretty decent. I would not pick him up myself, as I'm not a huge DC person, but, you know, of the ones I've seen, I kind of like him. I mean, what do you guys think?
Bro, his fucking ankles look awful, dude.
He looks like he's took a piece of Aquaman's armor there, too. I don't know what's going on there.
Legitimately, I think I own probably at least 6 of the McFarlane Robins. The one thing I will say is, okay, it was on his website as an exclusive for $22.99. Anybody that sees Hasbro, anytime Hasbro has an exclusive, it's like a $10 bump. Because I remember what was it? One of the Boba Fett vintage collection figures at Target. It was the Morak one. I don't know what specific paint job it was. I remember I went to the checkout and I was like, oh, a vintage collection Boba Fett. I'll get it. It was like $22 fucking for a 3.75 figure. So for $22.99, okay, if you're not into this figure, it's fine. But McFarlane's still pulling out value. You know what I mean? Take it or leave it. If you want the figure and you buy it, you don't feel fucking cheated. Because to me, I'm like, I see Boba Fett, I want to buy it. But when you see a 3.75 Boba Fett that just came out for $23 plus tax, you know, Target and Hasbro can go eat a dick.
Man, that figure you're talking about, the Morag Boba Fett, it was exclusive to Toys R Us here, and not only was it like it had a bump on it, like you're saying, but they actually mispriced it even higher. And like when it first came out, it was like 38 Canadian or something.
Come on.
They eventually reduced it a little bit to like 29 or something, but still, it's pretty wild. But yeah, I mean, this stuff, like, it looks good. Like, I don't know. I mean, the joints are a little aggressive on the knees and stuff there, but what do you want, man? It's super articulated. It's like $20.
Yeah, I mean, bypass the sexual predator outfit of it. I mean, like, to me, growing up, that was like Robin. You know what I mean? It's like there's too much legs for like a 13-year-old. And it's like, you shouldn't be putting him at death's door.
I was say he borrowed Aquaman's underwear. But he is going to come with 6 pairs of hands and his little bat rope thingy. If anybody can tell me exactly what that is, please help me out.
A batarang?
Is it a batarang, though? There's no gun. The next thing we got is the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Detective DC Future State 7-inch figure, Jokerized Batman. Target exclusive. Pre-orders have sold out for $24.99, due out April 16th of this year.
This is like the dragon Joker to me. Like, I don't understand this. This is a vision from hell, as far as I'm concerned.
I think it looks cool.
Batman as Joker is kind of like a little weird. Yeah, that's what I said. The one thing about McFarlane is he gets a little too like comic-y, a little too specific.
What is that?
It's my cat. I'm sorry.
It's just weighing in.
Pussy going crazy.
I don't really understand what's happening on the forearms. It looks like it's supposed to be cloth. Like, why are his forearms so wrinkled? Are you seeing this?
Yeah, it looks like they were gonna paint that, but decided not to. Like, just on the little piece that's in between the glove.
Yeah, it's like, but even the joint, the inner part of the joint has the wrinkles too.
Yeah, like, you can. They were definitely originally planning on painting that, but as a cost-saving measure, they just decided not to.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck, the sleeves are rolled up. We have to resculpt that. Nah, fuck it, just go with it. It looks awful. Like
Well,
now that I'm
but
seeing it, that looks terrible.
But when you look at it, like they would have if they would have painted that like gray or red or something, like the actual piece of the joint has a bit of that glove or fabric on it, so like they would have had to do a paint operation on that little piece of the bending part there. So you could see why somebody was just like, yeah, we're not doing that. They should have redesigned it probably, but
Yeah, I don't know. Unless no, that wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say unless the forearms are reused from something else, but is that the only shot you have of this? That looks terrible.
Yeah, it feels like a bizarre like
weird.
reuse of a sculpt.
That's so weird.
You know, the whole concept. It was the whole concept behind those Future State. You know, they only came out with, at the time, it was like maybe 3 issues max, and they just kind of did the whole Marvel thing where they changed up characters and kind of squished them together and stuff. I think it looks cool though. I like the purple cape or the purple jacket, and then the bat symbol on the chest.
I'm sure people who are familiar with the comic are like, yo, it's awesome. You just got to read it. And I'm just being like a uncultured Philistine, but to me, it looks like somebody typed AI in AI art, like Joker, Batman. What can you do?
Yeah, like design wise, I don't hate it. It's just that sculpting is atrocious.
Yours is more engineering then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have no problem with like the figure. It's just, where's Punchline? Where the fuck is she at? But
That was a good catch though.
Yeah.
I have no problem with this. Like,
they've done everything now. You would think, and even going into their newer stuff. And you're right. There's no Punchline out there.
Dude, there's no Punchline. There's no
like
Ivy,
really with
Poison Ivy.
Yeah, with McFarlane, the problem is there's too many Batmans, there's too many Robins, there's too many Nightwings.
Just in general.
And I love them. Yeah, and it's like Dean said, give me a little bit of Poison Ivy.
I think you might get movie Poison Ivy before any other one at this point. Now that they're doing the Bale stuff.
Yeah,
it's fucking nuts, dude.
Give me some more chickies.
And
let's be honest.
Next, I completely hate this, but it's the McFarlane Toys DC Comics Project Superman action figure. It's Target exclusive for $24.99, due out April 16th of this year.
That logo.
I think they said this was something about Flashpoint, but you get the cyborg, a little bit of a cyborg Build-A-Figure pieces here. So that kind of looks cool. So when we start getting more of that, but the figure in general, I do not like. But what I do... Oh, and then there's the box with the cyborg Build-A-Figure. But the next thing we got is the McFarlane Toys Impulse action figure. Also a Target exclusive for $22.99. Due out April 16th of this year. Kind of the same thing. Very underwhelming. The figure kind of looks like he's an adult, maybe an older teenager. And then, of course, the card looks like he's super young.
Well, even the last one, the art he was really skinny, but you can tell this, to me, these two especially, I feel for the first time looking at McFarlane's like, wow, here's some generic parts that were just repainted, kind of like what Legends do all the time, because they're just smooth, strong bodies that are none of the costume details are sculpted, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, especially the guy in the black suit. What did you call him? Superman Taz? What?
He is the Project Superman.
Project Superman. That's just like a guy. Like, who the fuck is this? I don't know what this is. It's like a figure of a dude. Like,
he's Joe Superman.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
a reprint
this action
Superman
figure
with that S, with the golf tee in the middle.
Yeah,
of
it's
his,
like, oh, cool.
symbol.
Who is that? They're like, oh, it's Kyle. Who the fuck is Kyle? Like, well, we needed to make a figure, so.
The next thing we got is the McFarlane Toys DC Comic Impulse. No, that was not right. I'm sorry. The retro Batman 66 Wayne Manor Library Target exclusive for $34.99. And before we move on, I'll also shout out the McFarlane Toys McFarlane Toys Batman 66 Batboat Target exclusive Also $34.99, due out April 16th. And you know what? For retro, I mean, I think this looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm guessing that it's some kind of just like flat plastic, maybe even cardboard. But
is this in scale with like the rest of the McFarlane figures, or
I
is the
believe
retro
it's-
like smaller?
I don't know. I think the retro is a little bit different.
Yeah, I think retro is smaller.
But it does come with the Batcave access with the little fireman's pole to drop down.
It really, to me, this is really exciting. But as a Batman 66 fan, this is really exciting. But I need a can of the shark repellent, and I need a rope ladder.
No one,
know what I mean?
No one punches a shark in the face like Adam West. But no, I love the Shakespeare head and the bust with the. I wonder if it flips up so it has a little button inside that opens the Batcave entrance, and then he's got the red phone. It's good stuff. I can't think of another television program from the '60s that besides maybe Star Trek, that I know so well. You know, it's iconic stuff.
Who was the head sculpt that he flipped over to push the red button? Who was that?
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare, that's what it was. Okay, yeah. I was just thinking about that right now. I'm sorry. A little slow to the draw.
Yeah, that's wholesome content right there.
Okay, apparently no. Apparently this is 8-inch scale.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Batman.
Nice. You
retro
could
figure. Yeah,
you could take a picture of Bale pushing the Shakespeare button. It's good times.
Oh yeah.
it's out of stock at my local Target.
Speaking of Bale, we do have the DC Multiverse 7-inch scale Dark Knights trilogy.
Bro.
Bane Build-A-Figure, $25.99, due out in March of this year. It includes Bale's Batman, and you can see the Bane legs there with some of his weapons and a card. You get the Joker, which I am pretty excited for not actually watching the movie. I kind of really want that. With the big old stack of money, the Bane head, and some extra hands. And then a Scarecrow in the arms. And then Two-Face with the body. Nothing much with him. I would have wanted to see maybe a couple extra coins. And then finally, Bane, the Build-A-Figure. What do you guys think about this?
Bro, the whole wave is already on Mercari.
I've seen some people in Target who have already got their figures.
I guess they kept Bane, but they put the other 4 figures for sale. And I was like, bro, we just talked about this. Like, it just got announced. How is this shit already on sale?
Because McFarlane doesn't announce things a year
Dude.
before they come out when there's like 3 3/4 or 8-inch figures like
insane,
Hasbro.
bro. He pushes these fucking things out. I think they look fantastic, especially now seeing them like in hand. Maybe the Scarecrow's a little jank, but like I think the Batman looks really good. The Joker looks a little tall. I don't know. I always think when I think of the Joker from those movies, I always think he's like kind of like hunched over and stuff, but like it
And
looks good.
also meanwhile, with all the 89 Batman stuff going on, Mezco finally started like saying they're gonna start shipping out the 4-year-old.
Don't jump the
pre-order.
gun. We're gonna get there.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
looking at these though, the one thing that really sticks out to me is the policy about not packing weapons with these guys, because a lot of, especially with Two-Face and Joker, they're really missing some hardware. It feels absent.
I do
Yeah.
feel like if you're an avid McFarlane collector, that you probably already picked those weapons up, though.
I don't know what the
Would
big
you-
deal is. Like, Val is allowed to have an AK-47. Like, what's going on?
But Dean and Mark, that was my bad. I was going to add that, but then my computer was messing up. Not McFarlane, Mezco did announce they're releasing their, what is it, 89 Batman, right?
Yeah, after like 3 years.
Yeah,
over,
finally going to
over
start
3
shipping
years.
it.
Yeah,
Maybe-
insane.
They waited for the Flash movie to start building momentum. It seems
I
like
wonder if like that was kind of part of the plan, or if like that's just a happy coincidence.
Literally,
Like they saw the trailer and they were like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, you know what? This is a good
Wait a
time to
minute.
release that.
and like part of me doesn't blame them because it's like the Ezra Miller, I think is his name, right? Ezra Miller. It's like if that guy wasn't showing up in random people's houses in the middle of the night,
beating
it's
them
like
to death."
it would
We'd have this movie by now. Yeah.
Yeah, and it fucking sucks because he was actually really good in that role. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like obviously you're gonna feel a little different if you can go back into the future and the past. Your mom died, fucking social recheck type stuff, and it's like you totally get it, but it's like you don't have to like live that lifestyle. Like you could be fucking normal.
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for it too. Totally.
And I thought they completely canceled that movie because of all the shit he pulled.
I'm so glad they didn't cancel it. It's like just
Can
go
you
ahead and
imagine-
release it, make
Can
your
you
$1
imagine
billion.
If Keaton's like he filmed two reappearances as Batman and one got canceled, it'd be wild if both did. It'd be a sign, you know?
Yeah, leave Mr. Mom alone. You know what I mean?
It looks good. I mean, he's doing a little too much CGI action in the trailer, but we all knew that was going to happen, so it's fine.
dude, I love Michael Keaton. You know what I mean? As much as people give him shit as doing the whole on Batman stuff, it's like, no, that's my Batman. So
Could have been worse.
listen,
Yeah.
I'll keep my fucking McDonald's toys and I'll sit there and play my NES game. You can go ahead and eat a dick.
There
He is Batman. Like, go ahead, let him do that. You know what I mean? Give him that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I haven't been excited to see a DC or a superhero movie in general like that for a while, so I'm into it. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, but they're restarting the DC film universe, so who cares? But like, you know, it's a movie. Like you can be excited for an entire like multi-million-dollar movie. Like you don't need it to go anywhere. That's only been a thing since the MCU. Like 2/3 of which is hardly watchable, so it doesn't need to be going anywhere.
It's the same people that were like trying to like cancel the Thor and Ant-Man movie. It's like, okay, there's no Iron Man. So what are you gonna do? Just stop watching? Okay, well, shut the fuck up
Yeah,
and just move on.
children.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean? Like if you don't like it, just move on. Like if I don't like something, I just walk away. Just
And
walk away.
Speaking of moving on, we are going to move on to Super 7. Thanks you, Mark, for that transition.
Sorry about the language.
You're good.
So
You're
sorry.
good. You're all good. For Super 7, we did get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimates figure / glow-in-the-dark super7.com exclusive, $60. Pre-orders close on March 10th, so if you want this, go ahead and start ordering it now. Due out in September.
There's no way it glows like that. That's a long exposure or something. But what are you gonna do?
I was wondering the exact same thing because the box, or not just the box, but the figure in the box, just looks like a big old piece of white, blue, and pink plastic to me. So I would want to see how good this glows. But it does come loaded with all kinds of weapons, some ninja stars, a club, a dagger, and 2 grenades and 6 extra pairs of hands. Anybody here Super 7 fans might even think about picking this up?
I'm a huge Super 7 fan. That being said, I have no interest in this. Only because I don't know what it is or where it's from. I mean, I know it's a Ninja Turtle, but I couldn't tell you from what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Super 7 gives you a ton of figure, ton of accessories, cool display. It's almost so cool you don't want to even touch the box. Like they give you bang for your
They even
buck.
give you like the slide piece that comes off the box, you know?
And like even on like the super high end priced ones, right? They're usually still under $100. They're like 89 maybe on the high ones. And then like on like a one where you're like, that damn, it seems like a really good deal. They're like 54.
I think they did those 2001: A Space Odyssey figures, right? Do you guys remember those? I was tempted by, but I didn't go down that rabbit hole.
I'm still kind of waiting to find, and I guess I could just order them online. The Disney Robin Hood ones.
Oh,
because I love that movie.
Dean, let's go.
Yeah,
dude, I knew I loved you for a reason, Dean. Oh yeah, that Prince John and
yeah, dude.
Yep,
100%.
Their Disney line is awesome. I really want that cool. That Stitch.
Yeah,
dude,
yes, it's looking good.
But literally, like, that's the most underrated Disney movie of all time. Is that Robin Hood movie?
I just saw a video on Facebook Reels where they showed that the dance sequences that they do, I think it's in Robin Hood and in Aristocats, are exactly the same.
Oh, 100%. They did that.
They
all
just
the time.
switch out. They just switch out
the
the characters. And Casual Nerd Problems joining us. How are you doing, Steve?
Good. Thanks for letting me join.
Yeah, man. We were just talking about some Super 7 stuff. Have you ever showed any interest in any of the Super 7 stuff?
Yeah, they have a wrestling ones.
Yeah,
Matt Cardona and all those guys.
Yeah.
It's a podcast I used to listen to, and I love what they do.
Man, I have just recently got back into watching WWE. It's been years, probably tens of years. And maybe 10 years, not tens, but 10 years. And I just got back into watching it with Royal Rumble because it was here in San Antonio. And man, I'm enjoying myself. Brings back the good old days.
Nice.
Yeah, I used to watch wrestling all the time when I was younger. But yeah, I stopped maybe around like freshman year in high school. So it's been a long time. But I used to love wrestling.
Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. The draft. Oh man, I was there.
I was
there for all that, dude.
Alliance is broken, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, dude. Teams torn apart.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah,
it seems now like I haven't gotten the full feel because I haven't had a chance to watch Monday Night Raw, but I've been watching Friday Night SmackDowns. But it seems like all the superstars jump from show to show now. Just the way they have it organized. But maybe I'm wrong. I need to watch a little bit more of it. But moving on, we do have Cliff Burton Ultimate figure for $54.99 due out in November of this year. I think this looks awesome. I'm not really into the band collecting, but I think he looks really cool. What do you guys think?
I'm assuming he's from the Misfits.
It's Metallica, isn't it?
I thought that was a Misfits shirt he's wearing.
Is it Misfits?
Yeah, that's Misfits. I thought it was Jack Black for a second.
I was like, I don't know who the fuck. I don't know who this is. I don't listen to that kind of music. So, that being said, looks like a cool figure. I bought my sister. In fact, Papa Emeritus from Ghost, the Super 7 figure. I think he's on BBTS for like $45 or something. I got it for Christmas. Like, it's a really good deal. So like I know they give you bang for your buck on these figures. So if this is someone you have to have, I say go for it. Not gonna be disappointed at all.
Looks like it's Metallica's old bassist.
Yeah, he's been dead for a long time. That's when he left the band. Yeah, but the screaming head sculpt with the wind blowing the hair, like that is good stuff, man.
Looks really cool.
Okay, that is a different band shirt though.
Okay,
yeah, but you
I was
don't
like,
wear your
I
own
know
band's
that's
shirt.
the Misfits shirt.
Yeah,
wasn't Cliff Burton the one that was in the bus accident?
Yeah, he's like mid 80s Metallica.
Okay, hold on. Let me Google.
There's definitely a bus accident. Where it's like one of those.
Is looking
That
up
sounds
some
right.
history. He does come with a guitar, a hammer, 6 pairs of hands, and 1 special hand, showing us all a good time, and 2 extra head sculpts.
Remember when that was like a jarring gesture to society? It'd be uncool to do it now.
This
but,
dude.
no.
Oh,
Not
that one?
Yeah.
Sorry. I wasn't even sure if YouTube would let me do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
my
there's
goodness.
the awesome box, as Super 7 has been doing. But moving on, we will talk about the Simpsons. We got the Simpsons Ultimates Wave 4. I don't even know if Wave 1 or 2 is out yet. I haven't seen them yet. But it's $55 due out
Oh,
in winter
man.
of this year. You're going to get Devil Flanders
This is
and
like that's one of the best Flanders ever. Like that's from the best Treehouse of Horror. I mean, that's when Homer signs a deed to get like the most delicious donut ever in exchange for his soul. That's good stuff.
okay, thanks, Always Sunny. Wave 1 is out. But I feel like Super 7 kind of announces all these figures, and then we see very few pre-orders actually come out. But Devil Sanders, King Size Homer,
Wow.
Dredrick Tatum, and then
Not based
Good
on anyone
old-
real at all.
not at all, and then Radioactive Man, which I think looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, was not a huge Simpsons watcher in the good old days, but man,
How
these
dare
make
you.
for some really cool figures.
These are some classic episodes, man. This is good stuff. Like Devil Flanders is like it's just so perfect as an idea, you know. That I might need to get that one, and I'm not gonna have any of the rest of these. It's great.
That's what they all say, right?
Well,
And
I don't
then
know.
all-
Moo Moo Homer is a little much. Yeah. But that was,
Did it-
I think he got on disability and he was like working from home and he's like, this is great. Yeah, I remember that. I think.
But
that's the one.
legitimately, did any of you guys play the NES Bartman games? They were
Yeah, I remember
such
that. That was a
fucking
lot of
good
fun.
games.
Yeah. It was
I just
4
want-
players too. It was like TNT.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I want a Bartman figure. That's it. That'll be fine.
I would have
So, yeah.
preferred a Rainier Wolf Castle Radioactive Man, but that like when do you see standard Radioactive Man in The Simpsons? I don't know.
Yeah, I like the Tatum figure with the belt and the robe. I think he looks pretty cool. And then I really like the Radioactive Man. I think he could be pretty fun to maybe mission with some other figures. And then we will move on to H.Figuarts with the H.Figuarts Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, 9,900 yen, or about $77 USD. Pre-orders opened on the 9th, and it's due out in June. I don't know, guys. What do you think about that head sculpt?
That's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so we're doing the same thing.
I mean, I'm trying my best to forget that show happened, and I don't need this in my life. That's all.
You
good.
didn't like
looks-
it? I mean, maybe I'm just a
Absolutely not.
passive Star Wars figure then, or
There it is.
a passive Star Wars fan.
Well, I mean, it's 6 episodes that it's like a sitcom TV show. Like it ends exactly where it began because the endpoints are defined by films that already exist. So not a whole lot actually happens. You know what I mean?
Have you seen Nacho Libre?
Yes.
Been a minute. Yeah.
The guy who plays the water gypsy, Peter Stormare. He's Satan in the Constantine movie with that's who that looks like, dude. It looks like Peter.
It just
It's
reminds
like-
me of.
Uncanny. That's him. Like 100%.
It doesn't look like Ewan McGregor, that's for sure.
Dude,
And
look at just put that hair on this guy's face.
Wow.
Which, don't get me wrong, I love that actor, but he's not Obi-Wan. Like, I don't.
you know, but I mean, like, I know Andor is a bit divisive, but man, to have that come out right after Obi-Wan and like Deborah Chow's getting like Directors Guild of America award nominations for Obi-Wan, it's like mercy. Though they must all know how much better that show it was than their teams. It's real tragic, but what can you do? Oh man.
Casual, have you seen anything coming up in the statue world for Kenobi?
Kenobi, only the Mythos stuff from Sideshow, but
Okay.
everything else has been custom. But that I know, no, that's about it to be honest. Statue in the statue world. But when you mentioned the price on this, it reminds me of like when I travel around the world. You said it was 9,900 yen.
Yep.
I remember when I went to South America, they were like, yeah, the exchange rate is really good. You get 1,000 cosoles for $1. I was like, I'm rich.
Living here.
Yeah, I'm definitely moving there. Yeah.
Next, we got the H.Figuarts Green Goblin from No Way Home. It's just a reveal. Hopefully, we'll get some more information soon. And if it came out this week again, or this weekend, sorry, I did not update it, but this looks really cool. And the other day, we talked about the other Spider-Man figures that went along with it and whether or not they were actually for No Way Home. And I feel like this is pretty much saying it is, but I feel like I will probably cancel my Tobey Maguire Spider-Man on Big Bad. I think I just pre-ordered it on the hype, but not really sure I need it, and it's just not fitting the collection right now. So, but this Green Goblin looks amazing. I kind of think the glider looks really good. What do you guys think?
The paint, the green paint looks very metallic. That's impressive. Looks good.
Yeah, this fucking this picture was so good. The first one you showed, I didn't really know what I was looking at first, and I was like, "Oh, did they change the Hot Toys from like a cloth undersuit to a articulated body?" And I was like, "Damn, that actually makes more sense. Like that would be a lot cooler." And then I noticed the H.Figuarts. I was like, "God damn, this is 12 scale. This looks amazing. This figure looks so good. I might get into this whole line just for this." The No Way Home and have like the
You
three
could have
Spider-Man.
my Spider-Man pre-order then.
Bro, this Green Goblin looks amazing. I love it. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Moving on, we are not going to have trivia, but we will go over the leaderboard for small talk trivia. Sam Gifts with 1, Equan 2, Vintage 3, and Absolute Irwin with 1, Badfish also with 3. And maybe here in the next few shows we'll start thinking about a giveaway, because we're pretty over our typical giveaway limit on the points at the very least. So we'll see what happens here in the next few shows. But we do want to kind of introduce a segment here called Vintage Talk, and Vintage Chris will give us a little bit of information on something he just picked up.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's been fun sort of imposing vintage Kenner content on you guys the last few weeks, so we'll keep that going a little bit. This is actually was a condition upgrade for me. This is the 1983 Admiral Akbar. Who doesn't love Admiral Akbar, right? So like this guy, I had one a while ago that was a little bit worse card condition. This one I got recently, and it's unpunched. You know, it's 40 years old this year, and it's unpunched. You love to see that. And this was a little bit of this is an early Return of the Jedi figure, so it came out before the movie was actually in theaters. So you see on the back there's like 2 little black marks where like amongst the previous figures, they try to get you to advertise everything on the back, but 2 of them are blacked out there, and that's actually printed on by the manufacturer, because there was those are 2 Ewoks, and they didn't want kids to see what the Ewoks looked like, because they were so awesome and they had to be a surprise in the theaters basically, and they want to spoil the children. So you know, it kind of looks like damage or a mistake, but you know, it was a different time. Nowadays you'd probably have a whole different group shot of the figures photo for these early release cards, rather than just like sharpieing out something and having it in a production figure basically. But yeah, and this is the Canadian version as well, so you have English and French on the card there, which makes it, there's probably about 10% of amount of that produced compared to the US version. So you know, these are pretty rare. You don't see a lot of these Canadian Admiral Akbars in this sort of condition, so I'm very excited to have picked this up.
Chris, like, what would have been the more sought after one in this wave, at least from what the card shows?
Well, and so the thing that the unique thing about the vintage Kenner line is basically all the characters from Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. Like each time there was a new movie, they reissued every single figure and just put the card to say Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi. So the stuff you see up there from the first movie got released on a Star Wars card, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi card. So there's really no they were all pretty evenly produced. There's not really anything that was like a chase per se. You know, once in a while you had a paint variant that was rare, but that's stuff that got discovered much later when collectors are searching for variants just so that they have something to do basically. So you know they're all sort of evenly produced. There's not any that were much less than the rest until you get to like the final wave, which came after this, which is called Power of the Force, and those
Right.
are a little lower in production numbers just because they were sort of the end of the line.
And is this like is this something like the collectors would get all of them, even though they just did it for the card?
Yeah, well, you know, it's intentional marketing, putting every single figure on the back, right? That's actually I don't think they're legally allowed to do that anymore. Hasbro, for example, because the rules now are if you want to show something on the back of a package, it has to be currently available for purchase. So, like that's why you don't see like 50 figures on the back of a packaging anymore, basically. But you know, they're definitely encouraging you to go ahead and find one on the list. And if you look carefully, you can probably see that some excited person, even though they kept this carded, was actually circling the ones they had bought. If you look on the back, like most of the numbers are circled. So somebody who was keeping them carded felt the need to rudely draw pen on the back of the card to mark off which ones they had. So you know, it was an effective marketing strategy because this guy clearly bought like 50.
Well, Chris, thank you for that vintage talk, and we'll see how many more of these we'll have. We are going to go ahead and move over to Black Series, and nothing really crazy here except no more pre-orders. This is a statement coming from the Hasbro team, at least from their Black Series line, saying the following Star Wars fan stream on Wednesday, we wanted to clarify the availability of revealed items. Sorry about that. We've heard your earlier feedback on the number of pre-orders, and we have decided to adjust the number of adjust the number of them in the new year. With the exception of the Star Wars Black Series Phase 2 clone commander Jesse, all of the items revealed on February 1st will not be going on pre-order. The products will be available on the shelf and online during the scheduled dates. Please see those dates below and note they are subject to change. Dean, I kind of wanted to know what you had to think about this. You're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. Hold on. I was I was reading a message when you were reading this on.
Well, it's they definitely stated that this is a response to complaints about too many pre-orders. So it is a weird, you know, the Star Wars
Yes.
collecting community does complain a lot about a lot of stuff. And you know, I kind of get it. It is weird to wait nearly as long as you might wait for a Hot Toys for a 3 3/4 figure after you pre-order it. So
Yep.
I don't mind this approach for a while.
Yeah, it just seems really odd because these figures are already hard to get. And it's like, I love pre-ordering really far in advance, especially with these, because, you know, they're like 20, $30 a pop. It's easy. So, like on BBTS, they'll put them up kind of like when they get announced. And then I'm like, I don't have to worry about it for a fucking year. Like, cool. I know I got it coming. But now it's like, now I have to go back to fucking fighting to find these things in the goddamn store again. Like, it just seems such a weird. I don't like it. It just feels kind of shitty. It's like, you already know this is a really competitive hobby.
Well, they'll be online on the stores that have the exclusives and whatnot. Just they'll go up for sale on those sites the same time they're sort of shipping.
Exactly, but I mean that's almost just as bad, right? Because it's like, well, now we only have this many to go around instead of like, well, this many people pre-ordered it, maybe tack on an extra 10%. But now it's just
it might be that they're just making less and they hear about it every time pre-orders disappear in like 5 seconds. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I mean, if pre-orders are already disappearing, then it's like, what? You think you're helping by not having pre-orders? No one's gonna get the fucking figures.
I think TVC and maybe even Black Series are on the clock. I think they got a couple years left tops before they get rested. That's my conspiracy theory.
I don't know. I mean, I'm already not liking buying these things because they're so expensive. And now it's like, well, now it's going to be a headache and I got to stress about getting it. Like, nah, this is supposed to be fun. I don't want to have to be paying scalpers, Yeah. It's just, that's what it seems like to me, is like, you're just going to have to fight for your shit now. No me gusta. Unless I'm misunderstanding it. Like, is somebody, am I?
For me, I kind of like this because I think it's the same thing with the Spider-Man that I'll probably take off a pre-order. I don't want to wait this long, like Chris said, you got some of these figures that are going Hot Toys, the links for when they're going to come out. By that time, I'm already going to have other figures on the radar that I would have wanted to get. I just kind of want.
Yeah, these are impulse buys. These are impulse buys. They're not like something that you're dedicating a massive amount of shelf space to for years,
Unless so that's the thing you do. Like for Power Rangers, I'll do it for Power Rangers because I collect a decent majority of them, I don't want to wait 2 years for a figure to come out anymore.
But I mean, you're still technically waiting 2 years. It's just they didn't tell you 2 years before. They told you the week it came out. It's like, ignorance is bliss, but you're still waiting for it. You just didn't know it yet.
They're announcing them too early.
Maybe it's the money. I don't want to have the money tied up 2 years in advance.
I mean, bro, if you don't want $20 tied up 2 years in advance, you've got no business ordering.
I must admit though, I did pre-order that. They put up on Hasbro Pulse that Boba Fett's throne room that comes with Fat Bib Fortuna. I did pre-order a couple of those. Those hopefully are shipping sometime. They had it on display at Anaheim Celebration last year, so you'd think we could get some of these. But I think those were $250 a piece or something like that.
Oof.
So that is gonna be $500 whenever it ships, I guess. I don't think I paid for it yet.
Oh, I mean 100%. I know that there's definitely arguments to be made, especially with Hot Toys or I think it's even better with statues because you have a longer time to pay them off because they're so goddamn expensive. But with vintage collection or Black Series or Legends, it's what the fuck? Why are we?
Well,
I don't know. It just seems odd.
I think just Star Wars has these crazy lead times because I think it's literally something to do with Lucasfilm and Disney, not wanting Hasbro to accidentally leak stuff. So
that's true, I guess. Except they fucking have been canceling every Star Wars fucking thing under the sun. So it's what's even next?
Well, I don't know.
And then there's nothing.
Yeah. I mean, a few years ago, we would have been excited to have something like Mando around the corner. So yeah. I'm not. I mean, Andor was good. I can't believe Andor was good. I have to remind myself that actually one of them was good, amazing. But but you know, I think it's kind of like the Flash thing. It's like if you told me there'd be one Star Wars series that's live action with like a bunch of episodes that's actually good, I would be like, what a time to be alive. You know what I mean? But you know, you do see these other properties like Quantum Mania figures are like on the shelves as the movie comes out, and it does bother me a little bit that we just can't have that with Star Wars. What can you do?
Yeah.
Mark, Steve, you have anything to say about this?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought Mark put himself on mute to say something like that.
Nah, I pushed the button wrong. It's like, no, I enjoy it. So I said, I'm one of those people at this point in my life where I'm like, I enjoy good content, and I don't want to disparage anything.
I mean, you're not wrong in terms of having it on the shelf when it comes out. Like,
remember the days you went to a movie and
Yeah.
you're like, Mom, we got to go to the toy store right now and pick up the figure.
right.
Yeah, because like
that is cool, but
if you think about it, like 7 years ago, that you would see like. I don't know a good example right now, but it's like
Force Awakens
you would
did
see
have
like
figures
Avatar
before the movie.
figures, or no, this is it was the Black Widow. The Black Widow figures came out, and then the movie came out a year later. So the figures came
that
out.
was COVID related.
Yeah, but I mean, you see a lot of that now. It's like,
Yeah. Or like, what was that? The Eternals.
yeah,
It's like all the
god,
figures. It's like, I don't know who's cool or not. I don't know if I should buy these. Good thing I didn't buy any of them because the movie was terrible. But
nothing against that movie. That movie wasn't terrible, but it was like, I'm not gonna fucking spend any more money
I guess
than I did on the time that I spent watching it. You know?
But Chris, I guess where I'm at mentally is, especially with Star Wars figures, the movies are ancient. So like the figures we're getting are characters from movies, 40 years ago.
Sometimes.
Every once in a while there's a wave that will coincide with a show. Sure.
The weirdest thing with Kenobi was like there was the retro collection, like the fake like old Kenner style figures that had like a 5 or 6 figure wave for Kenobi, but vintage collection like got Kenobi and Reva, I think, and that's it. It's like, what is going on, guys? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. But so it's just kind of like, well, I'm gonna want to pre-order these figures on existing characters I already like, and I'm not gonna be able to. It's like,
that Kenobi shit was hard for me because I was one of those people. I always try to defend Disney. Kenobi wasn't a terrible show, but it's like out of Kenobi, it's like, okay, I want Kenobi, and I want the Darth Vader version of Kenobi. You know what I mean? It's like none of the other people, like, they don't. To me, they don't exist. They're just like, okay, they die
that
in the
means the
background.
show is bad, Mark.
Yeah, exactly, Dean.
Man, the Inquisitors and Kenobi are dorks, big time. Like they're all terrible.
Anybody that read the Kenobi book, I mean,
Honestly,
the fucking the Sand People had a better backstory than anybody in that show.
the
And
Kenobi show felt like a live action Star Wars Rebels. It was like,
exactly.
Does everyone have their head up their ass? What is happening here? So I know we're getting derailed.
It was literally a bunch of filler that meant nothing.
Yeah, it's like,
But it wasn't it wasn't terrible, but it just
it was.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't mean anything.
He's like, I just hated all the characters, and it was very forgettable, and I didn't like it at all. But it wasn't bad.
You remember that time? You remember that time Leia ran under a tree and like the goon like walked into the tree and he's like, "Ah, the tree's stopping."
That was the first episode.
Steve, you have anything on this? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, and a quick question for you guys. Does that mean you can't PO Black Series at all? So you got to wait till they get to Walmart or Target now?
Just Jesse.
Jesse. Okay. Because I was into Black Series a while back, and when I started collecting them, and when COVID hit, you go to the Target or Walmart, people are like picking 6 of them up, 12 of them up, and I'm like, I just want one, and I'm not gonna resell it. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna play with it. Put it somewhere. And the guy was like, too slow, whatever. And then I had a bunch of experiences
Dude,
like
someone
that. where I
bullied
was-
you at the store?
At Walgreens? It had to be Walgreens. If you're in the United States, it had to be Walgreens because that's the
Whoa,
one
that's
place
a
that
little
gets
bit
like
racial.
random ass figures
Yeah.
I
for
remember-
like
you're not
crazy
wrong.
amount of prices.
I remember when the Infinity War Mark 50 and Iron Spider came out in a 2-pack, and I really, really wanted it. So I was going to be that guy there at Target at 6 in the morning, going to go pick it up. And I show up there, and there's one other guy waiting. Don't talk to the guy or whatever, but he goes one way, I go the other way. We both meet at the desk, the same desk. We're like, hey, where's this figure at? He goes, oh. Not the other the employee goes like, oh, okay, I got it for y'all right here. And then he's like, are you gonna get all of these? I was like, nah, man, I'm only getting for me, and just the fact that you could be the second person in line and it be gone,
Yeah.
is
That's
just
why
such
I'm
a-
saying, like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
This is such a dumb...
So
Because
stupid.
it's Jesse and everything moving forward, correct?
It's what it sounds
Well,
like.
Jesse,
yeah.
you can pre-order. They said he was an exception.
Okay, so Jesse, but everything after him is not up for pre-order.
That'll change within 6 months. They're just trying it out. I'm sure.
Okay.
And then
Well,
they'll go
that
back to
6 months
the
sounds like it's going to be a
Interesting.
nightmare.
and then they'll go back to the window packaging.
And you know what? It's sick for like I hate to say it, you 30 somethings out there. It's like they would send like one wave of a figure. So whoever showed up first would get the whole wave of figures. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you get one, and then the other 30 assholes that showed up, they went to work late. You know,
Empty-handed, in trouble.
I very specifically remember they had like a Midnight Madness event at Toys R Us when Rogue One came out, and that Black Series wave had the Thrawn, and like there was this Toys R Us probably had 30 people waiting for Midnight, and there was one Thrawn, and I got it, and like so many the looks I was getting, man, like so many salty people that I got that Thrawn. It was
You
great.
weren't sure if you were gonna make it out of there.
yeah.
What do
I'm
they
so
call
glad
it
you didn't
over
get shivved for a fucking Thrawn figure.
All right, so moving on to Marvel Legends, we got the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania Marvel Legends wave coming out. Like Vintage said, some are
You're
already
not
trying to
sharing
hit
your
it.
screen.
I'm not. Oops, my fault. There we go. Now I am. For $25.99, due out in August of this year, and it's going to come with future Ant-Man, Crossfire, Marvel's Crossfire, I should say, Marvel's Egghead, another Ultron, which I kind of like this one better, Kang the Conqueror, Ant-Man, and the Wasp. And the Build-A-Figure being Cassie Lang. Honestly, I really don't care about this wave at all. I just really want this Kang figure and maybe this Ultron. But other than that, I have no desire to get any of these.
Egghead looks real funny. I like it, but that's gonna be a short Ultron too. By the way, it's not gonna be like
Yeah.
8 feet tall compared to the other figures. It looks like it's old something else parts maybe.
Yeah, I really, really like the Ultron. But yeah, that's about it. Because I already have Ant-Man and Wasp from their movies, so it's like
Right.
they're not really much different except the unmasked portraits, which I don't use anyway. But I do like the Ultron.
Yeah, I've missed out on all the Ultrons, and it's all on me. I've seen them in stores. I was like, I'll pick them next time. Pick them up next time, and then they're just gone.
Yeah, definitely. Well, how big is he next to that arm? Maybe he's bigger than
Well, I
you
think
he is.
because
That Build-A-Figure arm is
Build-A-Figure is supposed to be
huge.
like a giant Cassie Lang, I believe.
Right. Do we have that arm next to another figure?
Let's see. So here she is next to the Ant-Man.
Okay. So that's so I'm guessing that Ultron's regular size if that's
Yeah.
the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, and then they're just gonna release her again like they did with the Civil War Ant-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I stopped stressing about getting Legends because like they just fucking repackage them to no end.
That's cool though to get like a regular human with the face printing that's like 2 inches taller than the average figure. Like that's kind of interesting. That's a novel build a figure. Yeah.
The next thing we're going to get is the Marvel Legends Hawkeye Tracksuit Mafia, or if you read the comics, the Bro Team. Target exclusive for $27.99, or on some other places it's $24.99. Currently sold out, I believe, on Target, and then due out in May of 2023.
Season 2 of Squid Game looks lame, dude.
All I see is 3 different heads when I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you just think about all the all the ones you would have to get, you know, like 2 more to fill out the team. And then we talked about this once before when it was just a reveal, but the Yondu Guardians of the Galaxy figure, $24.99, due out May 2023. As a Guardians fan, I will probably pick this up just to pick him up. To kind of fit into my cosmic team, but other than that, yeah, I hope they build out the rest of the team. The only other one they have is Vance Astro. He came out in a later Guardians of the Galaxy wave.
Those boots.
Weren't those the Bucky
dude.
Cap boots, something
I
like
think
that?
the whole thing. Oh no, Bucky Cap didn't have a butterfly, did he? But yeah.
But other than that, guys, that's all we really got for this show. We have our small talk giveaway still going on with the red skeletons from Golden Axe, the selfie series, and the arena suit Boba Fett. And oh, I'm sorry, I did skip one other one. We do have Threezero. Threezero has their Infinity Saga DLX Iron Spider, $99.90, due out Q3 of this year. And oh man, I think this just looks so cool. I really wish these were more in scale with like the H.Figuarts stuff, so I could put it in my my in-game display. But
What is the scale?
I think he's a little taller than 6 inch. I think it's 6.5 inch, and he's I just don't want him to be that tall.
Yeah, they're marketed as 1/12, but I don't think they're true 1/12 scale.
Yeah, but he looks freaking amazing.
Are these die cast?
Let me see real quick.
Because like the ab articulation looks really weird if it's not.
Yeah, my internet's messing up on me, but he does come with his Waldo legs. He's got plenty of web accessories and plenty of hands, and then these eye swap outs. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they look pretty good. I'm assuming that there's an actual LED in it.
Hopefully, you know, I mean, I think that was kind of the disappointment with some of the DLX stuff for the Iron Man, I think, that there wasn't a LED in them. But that is all we have for this show. Dean, can you do me a huge favor and read off our good old Patreons for me?
Yes, this will be the last time though. This is your show, buddy. Yeah, give a quick shout out to Sean Fear, Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, hey Kevin, Quinn Aguirre, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valencerino, Ben Thomas, Chris Tilletti, David Jones, Sam Giz, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns Figs, Bad Fish, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krett, Big Ol' Fern, King Zach, Caesar Merrickman, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin, Bomaski, Victor Gregorio, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Alad Morgan, Tukothry, Wad, Derek B, Arias Portillo, Mark Randolph, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, Carlos Saavedra, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC, 3PO, Scott Smith, Don Madon, Jimmy James, Stephen Purchase, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer.
Thank you guys so much for your support. Man, Dean, the list just keeps getting longer and longer. You love to see it.
I know, it's a good problem to have. We love you guys.
Man. We appreciate all of you. And we have the February Patreon benefits, the Block Blister membership card sticker.
Blister?
Yeah, you remember that? Block Blister. Bluster. And then the March benefits is also going to be the Papa Ox. And I think this is the best we've done in a best sticker we've done in a long time. I really like this one just because of good old Papa Do's here in San Antonio.
I knew it had to be a regional reference of some kind.
Yeah, I know it's in a few places, but yeah, it's down here, I think.
Yeah, it's more of like Who Is Us? I think it's Houston and a decent portion of the Gulf have a Papa Do's. It's really good. If you ever come down, you should try it.
Yeah, it's like it's not Cajun. What do you call it? Creole? I don't know what you call it.
Like that.
It's seafood, but it's like southern seafood.
It's like Texas seafood.
Yeah,
Nice.
Texas, Louisiana, gumbo kind of stuff.
If you would want to become a Patreon, starts at $5 with the hot seat. You get the digital benefits, Ox After Dark, and the Patreon chat, and weekly shoutouts on our shows. The Sweet Angel Tear for $7.50. You get stickers that are shipped every other month, I believe. Is that right, Dean?
That's a Zach question.
And then you get access to Ox After Dark replays. Stickers will be sent every other month.
Okay.
The certified crispy is $15. You get a certified crispy certificate on first pledge, assistance with figure fixes with Zach. Message him beforehand. I think that's changing. It was kind of changing. They talked about it changing.
Yeah, I know this list is kind of in edit mode right now.
Yeah, and then you get all the benefits from the previous tiers. International postage will be charged at cost for the certificate. Stickers will also be sent every other month, and then the good old What a Guy for $25. You get the exclusive Pog Deluxe set on first pledge, doubles of all the stickers we send, and then the benefits of the previous tier. International postage will be charged for $5, and then stickers still sent every other month. And if you wanted to become a YouTube channel member, we want to shout these guys out first: Mojo Z78, Absolute Irwin, DK Avenger 702, OMFG Rick, S Beam, Andreas IB, Daminator, Sam Gist, Thomas Clark, Benjamin Henson, Chris V, Big Ol' Fern, Cram, V Juarez, OG Fan, Mark Pearson, Ben Thomas, Paul Schreiber, Andrew Gibo, CC3PO, Carlito CT603, Eddie Mendez, Sia Dreams, J Sia, B Chan, Fat Batman, and Justin Sports Museum. So we thank you guys. And if you want to become a Patreon on YouTube, it only costs you 99 cents. You get the loyalty badges, the emojis, and then the peanut gallery for $2.99. And here's all of our shows. You have Collecting Weekly Unboxing, which is on Monday. The main show, Collecting Weekly, on Tuesday. After Dark, Wednesday. OFAC and Small Talk will rotate every other week. So next week you'll get an OFAC show, and we'll be back here in a couple of weeks. And then Collectors Club on Friday. Dean, how's Ox After Dark been? I haven't had a chance to catch up.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun. Just shooting shit, and then sometimes we end up just playing games. So, yeah, we have fun on After Dark. It's really, we just talk about whatever, whenever it comes up. So, Come hang out. It's fun.
And then we have the reissue. We have the question of the week, which is typically Sundays, I believe. Bricks and Brews, didn't they do a show today?
No, I think they're scheduling it for soon though.
And then Pose Wars. And that is all we got for you guys today. Guys, any shout outs, anything you guys got?
You can just for me real quick, just check out Vintage Rebellion podcast on YouTube and your podcast feeds if you want more elitist vintage Star Wars collecting content.
And Steve, you want to go ahead and plug yours as well?
Yeah, just Casual Nerd Problems, and this is the newest figure I got last week, and I love it.
Nice.
I love it so much.
Little Grogu.
He's so cute, man. I don't know. I have all these
scale?
statues, and I really love this little guy. I'm sorry?
Oh, what scale is that?
It's a Hot Toys. It's a 6 scale.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's so cute, right?
Yeah, that's pretty great. I can't wait for mine. I should be getting it, God, next week, I hope.
Yeah, I got the whole set, so it comes like with 2 other Grogus. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's the Grogu set.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just getting the Mando with the chrome armor.
Mark, you got any shout outs?
Nah, just so you bad bitches and on the panel. I love it. I love the chat. I love the talk. You know, it's weird it being on a Sunday. Doing small talk. But
We got a
same
holiday
time-
tomorrow. In Canada, we got a holiday tomorrow. It's pretty glorious. It's a generic holiday called Family Day. It's wild times.
Well, we kind of have one here tomorrow too, President's Day. So I do not have off. My kids and my wife do though. So good for them, and I'll be going to work tomorrow. But yeah, a little odd for a Sunday, but I kind of liked it. But we'll for sure be back on Thursday. Thank you to all of the chat and the Patreonies and everybody who comes out to support us on Small Talk. We appreciate you guys so much, and we will catch you on the next show.
Bye.
Bye, guys.